Assalamualaikum everyone, and to our beloved lecturer, Miss Nafisa. We are from JCS143-4H who would like to present our hotel booking system. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Nadia Syakirah binti Muhammad Zain.
And my name is Muhammad ADLI bin AZRENKEFLY.
Next, my name is ADILAH binti ZULRAHIM.
Lastly, my name is SITI MARDHIAH binti MAUDOODE.
Organization background. Grand Hotel Stripe is an organization that conducts basic business activities of an organization that offers 5-star hotel services such as tours for visitors, various types of rooms, gymnasium, outdoor swimming pools, tennis courts, and spa. It was established on 27 May 2018 by Encik Hel. The location is in Bukit Indah, Johor Bahru. This organization has just been built, so in order for the organization to grow and to survive in the long run, it needs a database to facilitate neatly stored customer information. A database for this organization needs to be built because it is very important in speeding up the process of customers who want to make hotel reservation. Next is current system description. The current database management system that was used in this organization is a little outdated. The current system used by this organization is a file system, which is done manually. That is, when customers want to book a hotel or other amenities, they have to fill out a form first. For one hotel booking, only it has taken a long time, and it is very difficult for a customer who want to make a hotel reservation.
Alright, for project objectives. The first one is to provide a fully functional ultimate hotel management system that will be an offline system, but some work can be done online too. And the second objective is to provide a complete organizational and reliable system with least possibility of any errors. And the third objective is customer can easily register and do reservations at any point of time sitting in their homes and log in for their purpose. The fourth one is a design database will help in removing any issues associated with the existing manual system and to keep the records safely. The next objective is identify where our tourists come from, so it will be easy for the management to make better preparations to welcome them. The seventh is we also want to record the list of events that are being held and to schedule the monthly maintenance for the event space with a good timing. The last objective is to take the feedback survey from the customer in order to give out great service for them.
Next is list of business rules. As you can see, we have 12 different business rules. To the next slide, we have complete entity relationship diagram. As you can see, we have attribute reservation as the main attribute. All of the relationship is strong relationship, and the second main attribute is rooms. One of the relationship is weak relationship, and the rest is strong relationship. You can see the cardinalities at each of the attributes.
Right. The next one is data dictionary. This is the data that we use for our database design. The first table, we have reservation. And data type that we use is bacha and date for reserve date. The primary key for this table reservation is reserve ID. The next table, we have event space. The data type that we use for this attribute is bacha, date, and time. And our primary key for this event space is TSID. And our foreign key for this table is reserve ID. Our next table is payment. And our data type that we use in this table is bacha and decimal. The primary key for this payment is bill number, and our foreign key is reserve ID. The next table is parking. Our data type is for each of the attribute is bacha. Our primary key for this parking table is park ID, and our foreign key is reserve ID. The next table is we have spa. The primary key that we use for this table is spa ID, and our foreign key for this table is reserve ID. The next table is feedback table, and our data type that we use for this table is bacha and date. And our primary key for this table is feedback ID. Our data type for this table, room number is bacha, and we have decimal. Our primary key for this table is room number, and our foreign key for this table is reserve ID. Our next table is Wi-Fi, and data type that we use for this data is bacha. And primary key for this table is Wi-Fi ID, and foreign key that we use for this Wi-Fi table is room number from the reference table rooms. The next table we have swimming pool, and data type that we use for this table is bacha and decimal. And the primary key for this swimming pool table, we have SPID. And foreign key for this table is room number. The next one is tennis court. And data type that we use is bacha, decimal, and date. And primary key for this tennis court table is TCID. And foreign key that we use for this tennis court table is room number. The next table, we have breakfast. And the data type for each this data is bacha. And we use primary key is breakfast ID. And our foreign key is room number from table reference rooms. The next one is gymnasium. And data type that we use is bacha, date, and time. And primary key for this gymnasium table is gym ID. The foreign key for this gymnasium table is room number. The next one is administrator. Attribute, we use the data type bacha. And the primary key and foreign key is reserve ID from the table reservation. And the last one, we have table reception. And the data type that we use is bacha. And the primary key and foreign key for this reception table is reserve ID. The next one, we have complete relational scheme. Complete relational scheme is when the ERD is in third number form, which table doesn't have the partial dependency, and transitive dependency. And each of the table just represent one subject. The first table we have reservation. The next table we have event space. The next table we have payment. The next table we have parking. The next table we have spa. Next we have feedback table. The next table we have is room. The next table we have Wi-Fi table. The next table is swimming pool. The next table we have tennis court. Next we have breakfast table. Next we have gymnasium table. Next table we have administrator. And the last table is reception.
Next, tables. For reservation table, we use to create command. So we insert command like this. So this is the sample of output for reservation table. Next, we have spa table. We use this command to. So we insert this command values as shown and pull off the output for spa table. Parking table. We create the table as command shown. So we insert this command to create the output shown. And this is the sample of output for parking table. We have event space table. We create the table as shown. We use this command to insert the values. This is the sample of output for event space table. Payment table. We create the payment table as shown. So we use this command to insert. This is the sample of output for payment table. Administrator table. We create administrator table as shown. So we insert into administrator. This is the sample of output for reception. Reception, we created the table as shown. We insert the values as shown. So this is the sample of output for reception table. Next, we have rooms table. We create the rooms table as shown. So we insert this command to create output like this. Wi-Fi table. To create the Wi-Fi table, we type the command and then we insert into Wi-Fi table as shown. This is the sample of output for Wi-Fi table. Feedback table. To create feedback table, we use this command. Then we insert this command to show the sample of output as shown. Gymnasium table we use to create, so we insert and the values as shown. Breakfast table. To insert the command, this is the sample of output for breakfast table. Tennis court. For tennis court table, we use to create this command as shown, and then we insert into the tennis court table, and this is the sample of output for tennis court table. Lastly, we have swimming pool table. Create as the command shown, and then we insert into swimming pool table, and this is the sample of output for swimming pool table. Moving on into the next slide, we have simple SQL queries. Query number 1, Jimmy requested that he need a listing of all reservation data. These are the sample of output for what he lists. For query number 2, she need a list of room number for 2% of breakfast. So this is a sample of output for what she requested just now. Query number 3, Jimmy wanted all the information for reservation host name starts with the letter A. Insert the command as shown. Sample of output for query number 3. Next, we have query number 4. Jinado want list 3 types of room that are available without repetition. So this is the sample of output for query number 4. Lastly, for simple SQL queries, Jimmy requested a list for Wi-Fi username and password. Sort the username in ascending sequence. So this is the sample of output.
Next is retrieving data from multiple tables. This is the first query. She wants every breakfast is the breakfast ID, breakfast number of person, room number, and room type. This is the sample of output. Next query is he needs swimming pool ID, swimming pool customer name whose second characters is letter A, breakfast room number, and breakfast number of person. This is the SQL and the output. The last line of the SQL is for the second character of it. The next query is she needs Wi-Fi ID, Wi-Fi username which start with the letter P, room number, and room type. And this is the SQL query and the output. The query is for every reservation, display reserve ID, reserve name, and the total payment. And this is the output and the SQL. The last query is list breakfast ID, room type, room number, where the minimum room rate is 500. So we write the SQL is like that, which is room rate is more than or equal to 500, and the output is like that. Next is color functions and arithmetic. The first query is we need to list gym ID, gym name, gym time, and gym date for all gym names. Same where the date is for 1 January 2020, so that date. The SQL is like that, whereas the date is larger than or equal to January 2020 and ordered by gym date. The second query is we need list name, temperature, and temperature in Fahrenheit as Fahrenheit from table temperatures over temperature. So we need to calculate the Fahrenheit as stated in the SQL, and the output is stated in the slide. The next query is list names, date, spa time, and start time. Add 4 hours to column spa time as the end time from table spa, so by spa date. So we should write the SQL is like that. We pass the 4 hours at the spa time as end time and the order by spa time. So we have the output is like that. Next query is list bill number, payment references, percent SST of total payment as SST, and total payment from table payment sort by total payment. So this is the query. We have to calculate the SST and write it as SST, and then we will have the output is like that. The last query is list the Wi-Fi username and Wi-Fi password in single column separated by a comma and space. Rename the column with Wi-Fi properties. So we use concat comma to separate the column, and then the Wi-Fi ID is less than 4340, and this is the output.
Moving on into the next topic, subqueries. MOHD asks for what is the average for total payment. So this is the sample of output for query number 1. Annie asks for list guest ID, plate number, and access card for those who have 2 access cards. This is the sample of output for query number 2. Query number 3, Yuri asks for, can I know which rooms are the cheapest? Make a list of it. This is the so this is sample of outputs for query number 3. 4, Kamal wants total average for total payment. Kindly add 10,000 ringgit Malaysia into it and without repetition. Lastly, for the sub-queries, Susan asked a list username, password and room number from Wi-Fi. Username must start with the letter. So this is the sample of output for query number 5.
These are all the references that we use in our project.
That's all from us. Thank you. Let's book our Grand Stripes Hotel now.